Have you guys ever tried these? It's about this company called Tandy. They make like kind of like alternative candies. Some of them are like for you to relax, help with stress. These are the Belly Bears. They're supposed to support digestive health. This is not an ad, I wish it was. But they're pretty good. They're at Target. Yeah, this one has fiber and probiotics in it. So I come to you today because I want to discuss the books that I read in October. And hold on, let me put that down. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Today's video, I wanted to just do a really quick video talking about the books that I read in October, as well as just discuss what's on my November TBR list. Yeah, and let's just get into it because I feel as though I'm going to be talking a lot and I want to talk a little bit. And I want to be too lengthy. So the first book that I read in October was The Giver by Lois Lowry. It is about a boy named Jonah. He is 12 years old, and in this society that he lives in, he is offered a new job position, and this position is different than any other one in his community, and he is the only person with this specific job. Not to spoil it, the job is to basically, it's a job that they give to one person in this community to protect everybody from the unknown and honestly protect them so that they can live in a bubble of ignorance. And so it's basically just a journey in his story of learning what that job is and figuring it out. Anyway, the second book that I attempted to read but I couldn't finish was Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This is my second attempt of trying to pick up this book and read it. I wanted to read it simply because there have been a lot of specifically black men who have been talking about like the books that they read, and they've stated that this book was like a 5-star read. And I was just like, if it's a 5-star read for you, I gotta read it because it's probably super, super good. So I wanted to read it, but I just couldn't get through it. I just couldn't get into the book. Essentially, the book is about two sons let me make it make sense. So these two fathers have sons, right? And both of their sons have passed away, have died. They were Gaiman. They were in a relationship with each other. So basically, like the in-laws is both of the in-laws are who is telling the story and the story that we're following. But basically their sons have passed away because somebody has killed them unexpectedly, and they're going on their journey to figure out who did it. And then we're kind of getting these background tidbits of who these people are as fathers, how the men who the story is about interacted with their gay sons was very similar in terms of the looking down on, the judgment, the breaking of relationship, honestly, because of their sexual orientation. And that's basically all I got through into the book. I didn't get to like really read much else. It wasn't really picking up speed, and I don't know, there was just something about it, I couldn't finish it. The third book that I read this month was The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. I'm gonna breeze through it really quickly because I've already made a whole video on it. If you want to like know what happened in the book but you don't want to actually read it, I'll put it in the cards up above and in the description. But it was a pretty decent book. It is about a society. It's an island, an unnamed island. We're following this unnamed girl in her journey of loss of her memory specifically. And she's not the only one. There are all other people in her community that are losing their memory as well. And I think it talks about a lot of things. And I think when you, as a reader, when you read it, you can kind of come to your own understanding of like what this euphemism is trying to mean or what it might mean to you. If that makes sense. But yeah, it's basically the memory police. This community is slowly losing their memory, and some people are not, and just the impact of all that. The fourth book that I read this month was Out on a Limb by Bonam-Young. I also did my last video about this. Is it a rom-com? A romantic comedy? It was kind of funny, and it was romance. I think it's kind of like a rom-com book. It is about these two people who are falling in love. They have the background of the story is that they both have disabilities, and that's really all I'm going to say about it, because that's all that really needs to be said, honestly. So those are the 4 books that I at least attempted to read this month, which is like not that much, honestly, but it's fine regardless. Now, going into November, these are the books that I want to read. I have 6 on this list, and my goal is to like maybe read 5 of them is what I want to do. We'll see what happens. The first book that I want to read is Her Secret War. I talked about this a little bit in my shopping for used books video. It's about a girl. It is a historical fiction book that is situated around World War I, where she is moving from Ireland to Britain. She has to prove her loyalty through this spy mission. That's really all that I know. I'm not sure. The second book that I really want to read, I've been hearing about this book for like at least a year now, a little bit over a year at this point, and it's Perfume, The Story of Murder by Patrick, I'm just going to say S. Patrick S. It is a horror. It is a horror. Am I crazy? Why does that feel weird? Horror. It is a horror book, and it's a classic. It is situated in 18th century France. There's this man who's very talented in perfumes, and based on what I've read, he's trying to find this like ultimate perfume, and it's the scent of a beautiful young virgin. There's so much I could say to that, and I'm just going to move on. The next third book that I'm going to attempt to read is Daisy Haites by Jess Hastings. This is the second book in the Magnolia Parks universe. I've already read the first book. I really wish I did a video on that one, because that one was very good, but it's the second book that I've read. It is a fiction book. There's a little bit of romance. I don't really know anything much more about it. Daisy is mentioned so briefly in the first book, so I'm kind of going in blind. I think that's going to be kind of best for like my enjoyment of the book. The fourth book that I'm going to probably try to read. Honestly, I have a lot of driving to do, so we might be reading this one audiobook style, but it is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. It is the second book. I feel like I'm reading like series, like the second part. This is the second book in the Part of Your World series. I read the first one, which is it called Part of Your World? I think the first book is called Part of Your World. I don't know. First book is called Part of Your World. This book is about Dr. Brianna and Dr. Jacob. I know that Brianna, one of the background situations is that her brother has something wrong with his kidney, I believe. And I think at first she thinks that Dr. Jacob is annoying. That's all I know. That's really all I know right now, but I feel like that'd be a really good mindless like audiobook just to listen to, because I have some driving to do. The next 2 books are horror books. I feel like these are books that I should have been reading in October, but I didn't, so yeah. The 5th book is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. I can only tell you what this book is about based off of what the movie was about, but from my understanding, the book is creepier. And technically it's a kid's book, I believe. I think the movie's a kid's movie. I think the book's a kid's movie. I don't know. But I know that the child is kind of like dissatisfied, kind of upset with her parents, and that takes her on to make questionable decisions in this low-key magical realism. Kind of. I don't know. I know it has something to do with button eyes, and I don't know. And then the last book on my TBR list is Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Bazterrica. I don't know. I'll put it on the screen. This is also a horror thriller book. I don't know, did I say this? I wasn't going to read any more thriller books. I think I said that last month. I'm going to give this one a chance because, I don't know. I just feel I've trusted her. I'm reading this book based off of a recommendation that I received, and it is about Marco. He works at this meat producing plant where they produce special meat, and then eventually he kind of has some understanding and some realization on the source of the special meat. And that's all I'm going to say. Because, like, if you read the synopsis, you can get a little bit more information, but I don't want to ruin it until I want to ruin it. So those are the books that I'm going to be trying to read in November. Wish me luck. Hopefully I can get through 6 of them. We'll see. I don't know. Right now, I'm reading Her Secret War. I will definitely keep you guys updated on that one. And thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this short video. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.